You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today, she will be taking on Jolene Hex at LFC 43 Sindependence Day 2 on July 4th from London, UK, and England. My goodness gracious, first and foremost, much love to everybody on Team UK and Team USA. Such a great production that is Lingerie Fighting Championships. So, here is my guest to talk about all about it, the one, the only Miss Mel Fire. How are you, Mel?
Hi, Mike. Very, very fine, and very much looking forward for this Independence Day.
As you can see, my cat is very much into it now. This is Jackson. My apologies, y'all. So I look at it from a stance like this, too, as well. When it comes to Independence Day, it's always been a standard within LFC because the first one was back in 2019 here in the States. And I think for this particular scenario, when we get to go to the UK for the first time as well, it's always something special because the international fans are such a great, rabid, and passionate fan base. And I think when it comes to everything that we see within the LFC product, especially having newcomers like yourself, it really does hold a lot. So we're very happy to have you a part of this great event.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to be a part of it. I've been following LFC for quite some time, and I'm very happy that they are doing also stuff now out of the States. So it's easier for us also to participate, and nothing better than, UK versus US.
Oh, absolutely. And I look at it from a stance like this. For if y'all have not seen this team, we have a stacked lineup for Team UK. And I got to give a shout out to your team because you got Nadia Sapphire, you got you got Goth Delilah, you got Amber Phoenix, you got everybody in between, from Riley Jade, from everybody on this fine team. I mean, Eva wrestles as well, Eva Lee, Nadia Sapphire. You guys have quite the team assembled to go against us with Team USA.
Yeah, yeah. I know most of the girls in person. Some of them I haven't wrestled yet from my own team. And yeah, it's really nice to have the girls as well fighting for the same team, and they're tough. They are very good, and I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what the outcome is.
Absolutely. And I think when you look at these great girls that are assembled here, much like yourself, everybody has the right background when it comes to the great art form, or whether it be MMA, professional wrestling, hell, even jiu-jitsu, which we'll get into in this forum. But everybody has their own great background. And I think that's what's great about this fine sport, this fine combat sport. It's an art form, much like anything in life. It's an art form. We're all applying our crafts in amazing fashion. So for you, going against the likes of a Jolene the Valkyrie Hex, the woman who's dealt with Krav Maga, professional wrestling, as well as doing great things in the sessions world, how is it for you to go against someone like our current reigning and defending LFC European champion, that is Jolene Hex, because she's a dynamo in her own right?
Yeah, I see. Wow, it's great. I think either team has all the girls have like different backgrounds, and some of us, like I think me and Jolene, like we both have like many different styles and fighting experience. So I think it gives us more tools to work with. So yeah, I'm flattered to be chosen for the main event against her.
Absolutely, and I think no better way to debut than in a main event title bout and everything that goes into that. I think we have a great choice within Miss Mel Fire here, and I mean, for you, let's talk about it as well, because you also have dabbled not only with sessions wrestling now, and we'll get to your Dom stuff, but my God, you are very much, as they say, a jack of all trades is the expression, but you are, dare I say, a Jill of all trades, because you're very eclectic and you have such a variety within the work that you do. So let's start with the sessions wrestling side of things, because I've seen you got some moves, I've seen your content, and I've seen everything that goes into what you provide within that craft. Talk about how you kind of gravitated towards sessions wrestling.
Yeah, that is actually my main work my main line of work. And that includes the live sessions, like in person. And also, I have a production company for filming that I film wrestling. So, yeah, right now, as we speak, I am on tour for the session wrestling, which was supposed to be a month long, and then now it's turning into 2 months. And yeah, the end of this first European tour will be with LFC, so beginning of July, and then I'm starting another one in September. So half of my year basically is abroad and doing the sessions, and yeah, it's a crazy life. I mean, it's really nice because at the same time I practice and I earn for practicing my skills, which is really nice. But it's also physically demanding a lot. So you gotta deal with, injuries. You gotta deal with crazy schedules and time differences. But yeah, it's I couldn't have asked for a better job, like getting to live wrestling every day. It's really good.
I like your style because I think in today's day and age, the grind never stops, and it's really all about being the best representation of your presentation, right? You represent yourself well, you present yourself well, and I look at it like this: sessions wrestling for something that's very much was on the underground, and how popularized it's really become, and the grind never stops. Like the travel, yes, it can be very strenuous, but I think you're doing something right when it comes to clientele and everything. Because when you're on a 2 month tour and you get to really get to meet a lot of great clientele with unique preferences and everything that goes into fruition, it's become such a hotbed for what people can really gravitate towards. And I think that's wonderful to see how much it's really growing and rising.
Yeah, I'm very lucky in this field. Like I have a very big following. Either the people that only follow me online or the people that actually come to the sessions. Uh, I always keep going to a few of the same places, so I see them again and again. And sometimes I see them in the live shows as well, cheering for me. So it's really nice. Some of them become like long life friends.
Absolutely. I think in this line of work, it's all about networking and connecting. And I think what's great about it too is a lot of people don't even realize like how big the community really is. There's a community of people that not only love it and respect it, but again, there's something for everybody. And I think if you have variety, the spice of life, and I think in everything that goes into it, you're doing something safe, you're doing something spectacular, and you're creating a lot of fun content with it. So if you provide the fun and entertainment factor and you add the levels and layers to it within your being and amplifying your character, I think you're golden, man. And I think that really sets the tone for what a lot of people can experience within your content.
Yeah, I myself had no idea how big the community was from the start. I mean, I didn't even know. I was a dom, like a professional dom before the wrestling came. And I was really surprised when I started martial arts and people were just messaging me and asking me to put them on holds, on scissor holds. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I want to book a scissor hold session. I was like, hmm, yeah, getting paid to practice scissors. That's interesting.
But that's the thing too. It's become one of the most popularized moves, the scissor holds and the body scissors and everything. There's just something, and I'll say this as well, with the clientele of just, having a beautiful woman like yourself and the scissor locks and everything squeezed around their head or squeezed around their body. It's something that a lot of guys are into because I think for you ladies, and I'll say this right now, what I love it is it's very empowering. It gets to show the craft, but also imply it in a sexy as well, very voluptuous tone. And I think if you could add the sexiness layer as well as badassery, that's also golden. So you have that appeal either way. And that really does go a show a long way. Because if you even look at wrestling with how you do with the ground game, there's some sexiness to it. And there's a lot of arts and crafts that go to it. So, I mean, you're really looking at the layers and you're covering all bases when it comes to what you get to do as far as scissor holds and just overall wrestling in that aspect.
Yeah, I would say there's so much you can do. Of course, the scissors are the most popular, and some of them are even like popular inside. but I keep getting surprised on the kind of requests that I receive all the time. And people are really into boxing as well, boxing gloves, MMA gloves, outfits, like wrestling outfits. It's something that I enjoy. Like I have many, I get them as a gift as usual. Uh, so yeah, I look I'm like a walking wardrobe.
I look at like a stance like this. When you have the aesthetic, and I'll say this about you, your imagery certainly does shine through within your work as well. If you all have not checked out Mel on the social medias, beautiful imagery as well as you get to showcase your tattoos. There's something about that also like craft that goes into it because the body's the temple and the body's the canvas. So you have that edge about you that really does apply. And I love the tattoos as well. Let's put that to fruition. So it goes with a lot of the territory and the character. And I think that also adds more appeal to you and more appeal to the style and aesthetic, so to speak. So I think at the end of the day, too, as well, you being the person that you are, it really does get to show within your character. So that's much love and respect to your character, Mel.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you just want to do like a makeover or something, but then I am so attached to all of these that, you know, uh, that's me. This is me. I barely can change my hair length before getting like all emotional. I don't want to do it. So, yeah, the tattoos are certainly like part of everything, part of moments. And I gotta hold myself actually to not get the whole full body tattoo yet. Yeah, it's addicting.
Very much so. I mean, I'll be honest, I have two myself. I have one in dedication to my grandfather, and I have a couple crosses on my arms just because it really does symbolize a lot. I think with every tattoo it tells a story. And looking at the great artwork that you have on your sleeves, I can understand. I mean, there's that infamous book, The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury. So when you have the illustrated man, you can be the illustrated woman looking like something off an Ink magazine type of vibe. It works. It's very addicting. But I think what's great about it too is it adds another layer to the canvas. So I mean, I completely understand. Very much addicting. For those who are non-tattooers, you definitely, if you're going to get one, make it meaningful and just make it just fun because it really does showcase the style and aesthetic. It's really wonderful to see.
Definitely is.
And I got to say, speaking of something that's very wonderful to see, Mel Fire, let's put this into fruition as well. You mentioned the Dom side of things, and we mentioned the popularized category that we get to see with Sessions Wrestling in the community. But the Dom community, man, there's so many different things of uniquenesses and preferences from the whips, the chains, and everything, and that overall submissive type vibes. Talk about the Dom side of things, man, because that's really being popularized. And it's also very cool to see the different layers that really go into it.
Yeah, I have been doing it professionally for almost 9 years. Also abroad, and I have my own studio as well. Um, and it also the funny thing that it also came to my life accidentally, like the wrestling came, because I used to at that time, many years ago, I used to go to a few events because I liked the aesthetics, the leather, the vinyl, latex, chains, all of these things. And people kept asking me if I was a dom, and they started asking me all these questions like, do you do this, do you do that, do you do this, and I'm like, I need a dictionary because I have no idea what you guys talking about. Yeah, and then I'm like, after the third or fourth person coming to ask me that, I'm like, okay, hold on, there's something in there. So I started doing some research, and I'm like, oh my God, this is really cool. I want to try it to see if it's something that I like. So I tried little by little, and then I found out this was something natural for me, and that was really, I had a nice time and pleasure doing it, and I felt good. So I was like, okay, I think I found something really meaningful here. And when time went by, I saw that the people that were looking for me also, they got out really satisfied. So that was um, what I needed to see that, okay, I'm in the right path and I'm doing something that I love and I'm doing it right.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I love that because I look at it like this. I always say this about life. I think you can concur with me on this. The journey is always worth taking. And I think if you're on the right trajectory and right path, if something that even falls onto your lap accidentally, which I think at the end of the day, what's cool about that, there's fate telling you where to go and where to really go within your time. I think what's great about it too, as well, is, man, whatever you do, you really work hard at it and you put your nose to the grindstone, so to speak. So I think with stuff like this, it also, I think you can equate with me on this. In today's day and age, what's something that used to be taboo, like whether it be adult stuff, dom, or what have you, you're doing something that is not only more normalized, but we're seeing a lot of people becoming more open-minded and expanding their horizons. And a lot of people, again, the culture changes, but also at the same time, too, people can change their outlooks and their mindsets. So, I mean, we're really seeing a lot of people get to explore and really just do what they do. And I think that's wonderful because you need to be open-minded and you need to expand your horizons, and you don't know if you try it. So we see a lot of people really getting to expenditure in a lot of different ways.
yeah, and the thing is, I think that having said this, it's a kind of a rule that separates who's doing this for the money and who's doing this for because they like. Of course, they work with it and they need the money, but who's doing this as part of their life? Because a lot of people come and go and they enjoy it for a while, but you really same thing with wrestling, same thing with adult industry and everything. Like you can count on your fingers who really stays for a long time, and it's not just there for the ride, the momentaneous ride, or just there because, oh, I want to make some money on the side and then leave. Like for me, I can never see myself leaving. Like it's I have no idea what I would do.
I look at it like this. I'm actually glad that you brought that up. I think that is a major, major great comparison there. I mean, at the end of the day, everything is a business, but I mean, there's also the entertainment value in doing what you love because, as the old saying goes, if you're not doing what you love, then why do it? And I think even if you look at the modeling side of things, we mentioned your beautiful imagery and the amazing imagery that really comes with it that people can excite and ignite to. When it look at the imagery side of things with model, we can all come in different shapes and sizes, and a lot of people do it as a business, but it's also very freeing and liberating to take a great photo. It takes confidence and takes courage, much like with wrestling and anything, to do it. So people are really empowering themselves, and they're also putting out a message of, hey, this is what I love to do, this is me. And I think a lot of people are really becoming into the old thing of just letting themselves be free. You need to be free in this world. You need to treat yourself and represent yourself well. And at the end of the day, too, you're really opening doors. And I think you're inspiring with a lot of what you do. So you have to look at the many layers that go into what you're doing and how you want to do it, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. And I think people can tell right away when it's fake and when it's real.
Oh, absolutely. And I think within your work, it certainly does show. And I say this to you again with the utmost sincerity and respect. There's authenticity, there's genuinity, and there's realness and raw passion. And I think with what I love about your work too, as well, and not only does it transcribe and transfer onto the screen, but I think at the end of the day too, look at the behind the scenes factor of it. You want to put out the best content, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like we mentioned earlier, the grind never stops. But I think a lot of people always have that misconception of just, hey, this is what we get to see on screen, boom, boom. But it's like, no, there's a lot of production that goes into it within the presentation, and you want to tell a story, but also at the same time too, you want to entertain. So there's many different ways of how you approach a scene, tell a story, and also at the same time making sure that content is so precise.
Yeah, people have no idea how much work goes behind the scene. Uh, I can tell this from my side as a producer of the videos and everything. Uh, and people think that all I'm doing is putting a camera there, like phone and recording, and boom, it's magically there. Or just because they see some stories that I'm, having a champagne glass under the Eiffel Tower, that everything is beautiful and, I'm living the queen life. and they have no idea what's the behind the scenes, how much you need to work for that, how much you need to record. And in my case, like to film the videos, I have a whole team behind me that it's doing all the promotion, editing, and posting because I'm just away. I cannot bring my whole thing with me. And also the promoting of the tours and scheduling everybody, taking care of my own health. Otherwise, I'm not going to survive the days that they are pretty intense. So, what I eat, what I do, the times, and exercise and everything. So the behind the scenes is 90%.
I gotta say, this one over here, talk about champagne. You got me just smiling over here now because, God damn it, now you want to make me have some champagne. Hello, but no, I digress. No, but that's the truth too. I love it. It's like, for instance, like we'll use the UK reference, right? So say you're like standing in front of Big Ben or you're going wherever in the UK and you see the image of like Mel Fire or whoever, and they're drinking champagne or just they're having, it looks like a grandiose time. It's like, well, you don't realize is people are there for travel, not only to have a grandiose time, but they're there to work. They're here to stay positively proactive. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into said photos or said videos. And for you, I got to say this, you mentioned something that's so keen, even with lingerie fighting championships. It's like you see people and you see them view this product as it's like, oh, people are just like, oh, they're just rolling around their lingerie. They're in lingerie. They look beautiful. It's like, hold on there. Like a lot of these girls train. They have to be in shape. They have to be in the right precise time of how we get into the story that's being told within these fights and with these bouts. It's not just, oh, look at these hot girls in lingerie. Again, misconception because people don't realize the work that goes into this, the overall staying in shape and staying on the grind, but also at the same time, too, you need to be at the right way of feeling good, feeling internally and externally the right amount. There's so many different things that even go into LFC that people don't even realize, too, man. It's not just women rolling around in lingerie. It's a great aesthetic. Yes, it's sexy, but at the same time, too, we're literally kicking the snot out of each other, to put it in the bluntest of terms. And there's a lot that goes within kicking the snot out of each other, so to speak.
Yeah. As we said, like 99% is the behind the scenes, the training hours, the coaching. Um, yeah, not only the how the body looks, but you gotta be physically able to handle because okay, it's a short fight, but we practice a lot to be in the short fight, so we have to avoid injuries, otherwise we are out of work. And that's the hardest part because it's unpredictable. And yeah, you gotta be strong, you gotta be fit. It's not like some random chicks from the street that are pulled there and okay, fight. So yeah, most of us are athletes or training or really into martial arts. Otherwise, we wouldn't do this as a job.
Absolutely. And I mean, for you, I'm going to say this about yourself, the martial arts side of things, the jujitsu and everything that goes into it. I have to ask you, because we mentioned the great crafts, not only of this woman, but really like, again, and I always love this quote, and I'll say it here to you, Mel, you really have to look at it like life, right? Life is an art form. We're all applying our crafts. So we're really kind of painting our canvases and we're applying our crafts in amazing fashion. So with jujitsu and mixed martial arts and everything, you're applying your craft, but also at the same time, too, there's discipline, there's conditioning and everything that goes into it, and it's serious regime. Like, how awesome is it to see how really MMA and jiu-jitsu have really come into fruition from the discipline side of things, because it's probably one of the most beautiful art forms ever.
Yeah, I can say that jiu-jitsu itself saved my life. It changed my life completely. Like Jolene, I was in Krav Maga at first. That was my first martial art. That was the first time that I've ever done it. Um, I did it for a while and then I switched. I needed something else basically. I wanted like ground work. I wanted because Krav Maga is self-defense.
Yes.
So like there's a lot of stuff you can't really do in practice, otherwise you're gonna seriously injure the other person. So I was looking for something else. That's when I got convinced actually to try jujitsu out because I was like, nah, that's not for me. Look at the size of those guys. They're all like rolling backwards, rolling. I have no idea what they're doing. I'm gonna, get hurt. that was my impression of jiu-jitsu at first. And then my friends took me and they're like, hold on a minute, come here and try it. And it became a lifestyle because it teaches you so much, from patience to discipline to working your thoughts, because it's like chess on a mat. So you're under pressure and you're getting beat up like hell, but you gotta stop and think, okay, how do I get the hell out of here without panicking? So I brought that to life as well, especially the discipline. If you saw me a few years ago, I was never a gym person. I had a hard time with discipline, continuing the things that I started, and my mind was all over the place. And I think martial arts helped me a lot, uh, deciding what's really important to actually care about or not, to take into consideration. So, yeah, today for many people, I became the boring one, the one that goes to the gym, the one that eats healthy, the one that almost doesn't drink, and the one that is drinking the champagne under the Eiffel Tower, and everybody thinks it's easy.
Right. No, I mean, first of all, that's not boring at all. I mean, I look at it like this: as someone who doesn't drink at all, really, and someone who is very much like yourself, where you have to be, whether it's the gym or whatever, and like you mentioned, staying positively proactive and really being aware of your surroundings and everything. I don't think that's boring. I think it's just true to oneself. And we mentioned the discipline side of things. And I think what's cool about it too, as well, is you transformed and you transmogrified yourself within your body and within your overall spirit. And I think that really takes not only a lot of courage and just overall a lot of, dare I say, bravery and everything that goes into it. But I mean, sometimes in life we need to make changes, and sometimes the appropriate change really suits and really is accustomed to our environment. So I mean, I give you much love and kudos on that, because I think that takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of progress. So I mean, it's really progression and succession at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it also comes with age, like after some times, because when I was in my 20s, I had no idea what I was doing. I
Well,
still don't, but a little bit more.
no, I'm right there with you. I think with age comes wisdom. I just turned 33 this year. So, I mean, I can even say it as a 33-year-old from where I was at 23. I myself was very much not like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. I had no fucking clue. I'm sure a lot of people say that they had no fucking clue, but when you get to like your 30s, you know what, a little bit more perspective and you have an ideal outlook. But also at the same time, too, you never know, because the mind constantly still goes. But at the same time, too, you want to do something that's creative and innovative, and you can leave a lasting legacy and impression. So I think in any outlook or any field or any facet of life, that's the mindset to do, because, you want to stay on the course, like we mentioned, within the journey. But if you have that way of evoking emotions as well as eliciting reactions, I think that really sets the testament of what you really want to do in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And I will say this one over here, besides being the dynamo that she is on the mats and wrestling and dominatrix and everything, and drinking champagne in front of the Eiffel Tower, I think one of the things that really goes into the great Mel Fire here. And Mel, what I love about your work too, as well, as you and Jolene, you mentioned the Krav Maga, you mentioned the martial arts and everything that you've learned. The L in Lingerie Fighting Championships is lingerie. So I got to ask you, for the fans and from everything that we can expect, especially what we've seen in past with your imagery and how you like to get down in style and profile, Mel Fire, what can we expect from the lingerie side of things? What are you thinking, man, to make the moments and memories here in LFC?
Ah, a spoiler?
Spoiler alert, yeah. If you want, like I said, but I'm just saying it really does go. If you could give us a little hint, not revealing too much, but what can we expect? A little something, some little taste.
Well, I think you can expect something that matches my personality. As you can see, I'm not a very girly girl, so don't expect me to go all, classic lingerie style, because definitely that's not me. So I'm definitely looking more into something. I don't know, something. I like dark colors, so I'm assuming something dark and something, I don't know, maybe something to do with fetish.
Hey, okay, all right. I'm looking forward to this. I'm putting it to the imagination here of what we're going to expect, and I cannot wait to see it. I'm sure you're going to look stunning as always. And I mean, that's the beautiful thing about this, man. And I think with everything that we're going into LFC, I've been honestly saying, I can honestly say this within this podcast. I've been advocating and loving the UK to get over there to see this great profession and great art form. So I'm happy that we are getting the chance, as I'm sure a lot of all of you ladies are, to really steal the show, because I think UK is going to get a great event. Cardiff, Wales is going to get a great event on July 6th. It's an exciting times for LFC. And once more, we're happy to have you a part of it. But Mel, I got to ask you, we mentioned the tattoos earlier, and I could see the inkage as well. I loved asking these stories as well. What are some of your favorite tattoos that are really on your body? Because I got to say, everything tells a story, and it showcases that edge and badassery that really encompass you, man. I think it's badass. So talk about some of your favorite tats, man.
Jeez. Um, where to start? Well, as you can see, I really like snakes.
Yes.
I have these ones. I have Medusa here. I have another one on the leg. I have one on the foot. So I love snakes. I really like this, and these are like two cobras over here. One of the most painful ones as well. And it's one of my favorites. Um, I like snakes, the meaning of snakes, how they are mysterious. At the same time, they can bite you at any time. So yeah, I like a little bit of this, you know, idea. Um, this one is a very special for me because it's the crime scene type of thing. Crime scene do not cross.
Mhm.
It's special for me because that's actually my what I went to school for. I am graduated in crime scene investigation.
Hold on here. Wait a minute. Now, Mel, here's what I love about it, too, because we mentioned the many Jill of all trades that you are. We mentioned, like you just mentioned, the snake and stuff like that. Very powerful, and I love the animal as well. I think there's a lot that goes into many different animals and creatures that we can see in mythology and everything. But let's talk about this here, Mel. Crime scene investigation, CSI up in this piece. That just adds another layer to it, man. Can we just like talk about this here? Because my God, you go from Dom to wrestling and everything falling into your lap, but you have your degree, the smarts, the intelligence, and everything that goes into it. Again, the nice layer here, Mel. Talk about the CSI stuff, man. That's awesome.
I'm a nerd. Yeah, so before a little bit before all this happened, like it is, and I mean like the dom and how it got out of hand in a way that it exploded and I'm all over the place today. I was actually aiming to work with the police in the crime scene investigation. So that's what I said. I went to biomed. I have no idea how to call this in English. Biomedical sciences,
Mhm.
biomedicine. That's my degree, and then I had postgraduate in crime scene investigation. So the reason why I didn't join the police officially was because I had to give up everything else in order to, of course, be there and become a policeman. But I worked a few years alongside the police as a it's kind of an extra worker for some cases. So if they need extra help in some cases, they get like people that are authorized by their degree. So yeah, I know how to hide a body, guys. Be very careful.
As the road dog on WWF television once joked, the body was dead before I got there. I digress. No, I mean, I look at it from a stance like this. As a fellow nerd, I can obviously understand that as well, because I think having a degree and being very smart in many different fields as well, not just the fact that it really gets the chance for you to learn and really provide yourself and adapt yourself in that area, which I think is wonderful. And I think that really touches my heart because it just shows how very eclectic you are. And I think that's wonderful, Mel, to your character. And I mean, I look at it like this. this. WWE, Damian Priest just told the story on a podcast, right? So Damian Priest, for those who are familiar with the WWE, he told the story about how he worked as a manager at like a strip club, right? So he has all these perks. They gave him a car. They gave him an apartment. They gave him a nice everything, right? So they gave him the champagne wishes, caviar dreams, to quote the late, great Robin Leach. And then the one thing he had to give up was the owner of the club told him, but you got to stop doing that wrestling stuff you do on the weekends. And he's like, well, I'm going to give my 2 weeks notice. And then he continued to pursue on wrestling because it's like, hey, this is all cool. This is great. I'm getting what I want here. But it's like, hey, man, I really love wrestling and I want to continue to wrestle. So I'm not going to do this anymore. And look at him now. He's probably one of the most popular stars in WWE right now.
Yeah, it's also some people that know what this background, and that I'm also like a certified shooter back home. So this becomes like a fetish for some people. Like they ask me a lot of sessions, police style interrogation, and put them on police holds and this kind of thing. So I have a lot of fun doing that.
I was about to say, wait a minute, certified crime scene investigator, CSI, certified shooter. Like, wait a minute here. Like, and actually, I think that's actually very cool because a lot of people, there's a lot of holds that go into it. Yeah, but no, I think that adds another layer. I love that. And I mean, certified shooter, I mean, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of stuff that goes into that as well. And I think that line of work can be dangerous and it really can take a toll. But I think with the events that go with it, man, not only protect and to serve, but you're doing a duty. And I think with everything, especially what you're doing wrestling now, it's a duty, man. It's a grind, but it's a duty at the end of the day. And I think it's wonderful with the obligation, you know?
Yeah. And I think as the last one that you mentioned, WWE, I have the Ripley name here for Rhea because she's the love of my life. She just doesn't know it yet.
You know, I don't mean to laugh, and I love this. First of all, shout out to Mommy, man. Mommy, oh my goodness gracious. This woman with the Rhea Ripley tattoo, I like your style. And it's so funny that you see a lot of women who are training in to become a wrestler now, and I could say it on the state side here, who is a lot of everybody women's favorite wrestler, Rhea Ripley, because this woman went from having the blonde hair early in her career and the long blonde hair, and she's like, I don't want to look like Charlotte, so I don't want to just be another blonde. Well, no, it's the truth though, because it's like you get mistaken for Charlotte because Charlotte's one of the most popular ones there. But with WWE, she changed her look. She looks amazing. She has the tattoo. She has everything. She's just cool, and she gets one of the loudest pops in the history of WWE right now. She's awesome.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yes,
amazing.
Beautiful woman, like an absolute beautiful woman. Can wrestle, can kick ass. I got to say right now, as we saw with Money in the Bank, she did not win Money in the Bank this last pay-per-view. But I got to say, I'm sure we're going to see some more women's championship gold in Mommy's future. I think we can attest to that.
Oh, definitely. What was that, by the way? But anyway.
And by the way, I think you and I can both agree with this, Mel. The internet wrestling community, and I'm going to tell you something about the IWC. Y'all are a bunch of sons of bitches because here's the problem. And I'm going to say this because there's a lot of Rhea Ripley hate out there that people are like, oh, God, Rhea wins all the time and dirt. I'm like, y'all, she's one of the most popularized stars. She has merch that sells. From a business standpoint, that woman is a hot commodity, and she gets a reaction. So stop with the, oh, she wins all the time. The woman's one of the hottest commodities in WWE. So you're going to market yourself around that. It's a business.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. And eye candy.
Eye candy, yes. I mean, come on. You're mixing black and purple, the old Judgment Day colors. Let's go. Come on now. Oh. Well, Rhea Ripley, we love you, to put in the bluntest of terms. You have good taste, my friend. You have great taste when it comes to the weather.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Now, speaking of great taste, folks, like we mentioned, Sindependence Day 2 is coming on the 4th of July. What a better way to spend the 4th of July with Team USA against Team UK for Sindependence Day 2. Now, I got to put this into the forefront because Coach Joe Kane, our USA coach that will be coming to the UK, let me put this into the forefront. Joe Kane, is known for his mouth. And I say that nicely as well as kind of just sarcastically, because the man likes to run his mouth and trash talk. Joel Kane has not even hit UK soil yet. He hasn't even hit across the pond yet, folks. And he's already talking trash, saying that Team USA is going to crush the UK. And I said, Joel, I love you. I'm USA as well. But God dang it, man. Let's not underestimate the team of Team UK here. Like, what are we doing, man? Let's not underestimate the end of the team of Team UK. So I got to ask you, Coach Joel Kane, awesome human being, entertaining as hell. But I got to say, sometimes he puts his foot in his mouth, because how can you underestimate the Team UK? I mean, he's been trash talking already, saying he's going to crush it. Crush, kill, destroy. A little CKD action here, Mel Fire. So what are your thoughts in response to Coach Joel Kane? Because Joel Kane's already rapping his mouth, man. It's all of this. It's all of this.
Careful, guys. You are going to be in UK soil. So, not home.
Oh, I like your style. Oh my goodness gracious. So I also have to ask as well. So you mentioned Joel Kane, and now we'll mention Jolene. Do you have any final words as we get closer to the bout with Jolene? Any final words for Miss Jolene, the Valkyrie Hex?
Yeah, that belt would look very good on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because by the way, it says European champion, not American champion.
All right now. Okay. Jolene Hex, be on the lookout. An anticipated main event of Jolene Hex versus Mel Fire for the LFC European Championship. Mel, I got to tell you, you are absolutely one of the great dynamos and many great people that I've had on this show and this podcast to meet, and it's an absolute pleasure. I'd love to have you back on for a round 2 to talk about the outcome of the fight. You're always welcome on. I had a blast talking to you today.
Yeah, definitely. It was really fun. And definitely we're going to have a part 2 after the Sindependence Day. So I can prove what I just said.
Absolutely. And folks, from shooter, CSI, modeling, from dare I say, wrestling and everything in between, snake tattoos and everything that goes with it. You, my friend, definitely have that edge, and you definitely have that badassery. And dare I say, I think what you're saying here pretty much is, and we'll add a little Rhea Ripley flavor to this. You're pretty much telling Jolene Hex you're going to be calling her mommy. That's what it is. She's going to be calling you mommy. There it is.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good one.
Absolutely. Well, the Riptide aside, because one of the greatest also finishers, let's put that out there, the Riptide, Rhea Ripley, once more, we love you. Before we close
yeah, if only those were allowed on LFC.
It's the most simplistic move. It's a pump handle slam, but damn it, the way she performs it is excellent. Oh, and the pin, even as well, when she stacks them up. Oh, my goodness gracious. We'll be here all day.
I'm just like, pin me.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Mel Fire, you certainly bring the fire. Muy caliente and fuego, if you will. Before we close this out, where can we follow you on the socials, man? Because you're a great follower. Where can we follow you? The floor is yours.
Well, as we speak, my Instagram is still there because you never know what happens to that one. So it's still melfire.official too, because the official one is long gone, unfortunately. The safest is Twitter, because that one never disappoints. It's Melfire official, but with just one F because it's Portuguese. Yeah, and if you look it up, basically, Melfire, my films are in fireproductions.net. You can find like wrestling, fetish, adult movies. You can find a little bit of everything. Basically, if you look me up online, you're gonna find all kinds of stuff from all tastes, everything you can find.
I can honestly say this. By the way, links will be in the description so everybody can follow Mel Fire, because you put out a lot of great content, a great variety, and a great facet. I look at it like this. It's so funny. What I love, and we go behind the curtain here. I love what I do with this, folks, and I get to meet a lot of great women like this bombshell over here. But I think what's great about it too is even prepping before these shows and looking up what you get to do and looking at your socials and looking up your overall craft. God damn it, woman. I gotta say, if you've not seen these films, holy hell, because man, they are definitely something, and they definitely pique the interest. They do.
You were doing your research.
I was. Hey, research purposes only. Let's go. No,
sure.
But no, in all honesty, I think a lot of what you do is really, really something for the eye to see. And I cannot wait to see where your journey takes you. And I cannot wait to see more of the stuff that you put out because it definitely is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very,
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. They're all done very thoughtfully, and yeah, you guys can be sure that I'm having fun doing it. So
absolutely, as we all have fun in what we do in life. And as I say each and every time to close this fine program, life is an art form. We're all applying our crafts. Continue to apply your craft in amazing fashion. And also just be open-minded, expand the horizons, because who knows, maybe you'll network and see great people like Mel Fire in this thing that we call life. And with that being said, as my mindset, as well as the title of this fine podcast, Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Mel Fire, you certainly bring the fire. I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
thank you, Michael.
Hey guys, this is Mel Fire, and I'm very excited for LFC Sindependence Day coming up in a few days in London. And besides the obvious reason that it's a great event, I'm very excited to wrestle you, Jolene Hex, in that cage. Don't forget, you guys are not home. You are in UK soil. And that belt of yours clearly states European champion. See you in the cage.